What's up, YouTubers? It's Ryan TTM here, back with another video. Just got a big haul today in the mail. Got 3 back, so that's always a good day when you can get the triple threat. So figured I'd open these bad boys with you here. Let me get my phone set up. I'm waiting on my tripod to come in the mail, so bear with me here. Alright, okay, so get adjusted here. Alright, so we got 3 back. This first one's pretty exciting here. It says Skyrider basketball on it, so that's back from like a foundation that the player is involved in. So, FYI too, post office the other day tried to charge me like $3 because I had "do not bend" on my envelopes, and they were saying that that's like a package, so it needs to cost more. I'm like, oh, okay. So then they just charged me 15 cents, like they let me off the hook. I'm like, are you serious? So, all right. Los Angeles, California. I'll have to see who that is. And St. Petersburg, Florida, or Tampa, Florida, whichever apparently it goes through. So it's interesting here. It feels like in addition to what I sent, I don't know, hopefully yeah, okay, I do see my cards in there, so that's good. Some players or organizations as a whole will just send preprints. It's just what they do. So FYI, lately, Memphis Grizzlies, I sent to Marc Gasol, got a preprint back, and they act all excited about it. Like they send this big envelope, and it's like, oh, yes, please accept this signed picture. And they send you your card back unsigned, but it's like, why go through all that hassle? You could have just signed my card. That would have been cooler, but whatever. That's what they want to do, so okay. All right, so I was seeing a card that they put in there. So, yep, Skyrider basketball. Oh, yes. I'd been waiting on these for a while. This was one of the first autos that I sent away for, so I had been kind of stewing on it for a while, waiting for it to come back. So that is pretty cool, Isaiah Rider. So I mostly sent Wolves cards to him, so I'll have to get some Blazers cards to him next, but that's pretty nice, him doing the East Bay Funk dunk there. Yeah. So I heard he was a good signer. He's just one of those, as most are, where, because some signers you want to get them back in like a week, and it's great when that happens, but there's the signers where, they're going to take a month or maybe a month and a half. It just depends on their schedule. Like Shaquille O'Neal is like that. He literally will sign, but you just never know when you're going to see it. It could be quick, it could be a long time, just because it just depends on his schedule. So, but he always signs. He's a great signer, so that's pretty cool. And then he sent his Skyrider basketball. Please subscribe to our newsletter for info about upcoming events. That's pretty cool. So Isaiah Rider, that's a good one. That's a new hit for me too. So that was the first one I had sent out to him. So word to the wise there. I can't remember, but that might have been the address I sent to. So if you'd like a taste, there you go. Yeah, considering they throw it right on the return label there. So yeah, he was one of my first that I sent to, so that's cool to get that back, because not only is it another hit, but it goes to show that even those cards you sent out maybe a month or a month and a half ago still come back. All right, next we'll do this Tampa / St. Petersburg. I don't know if this is a player I've gotten before or not, so we will... Oh, whatever I sent, I don't want to cut it up here. And I have a ton of cards out right now, so I'm like chomping at the bit every day. Oh, okay, huge fan, go Wolverines. Oh, I think I know who this is. Not as well known of a player, but he was a big Michigan guy. Yep. Drew Henson. My bad, I almost said Benson. Drew Henson. So he had some short stints. He was kind of one of those all-around guys. So he played for U of M. That's why I sent to him. So I'm a Michigan guy. But he also had a little stint with the Cowboys, a little stint with the Yankees. So I kind of found this picture online that was pretty cool. It kind of gives a panorama of his little his career. I'm not downplaying or anything. He just just kind of one of those, like, it's kind of Oh, I'm trying to think of the player. I don't know why his name's not coming to my mind right now, but he had won a couple Heismans. Gosh, I'm sorry. Just didn't make it in the NFL per se. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's like a Yankees. This was a Wolverines card. Again, didn't exactly have cards of this guy, but I wanted to send off to him. Some of it's just about seeing if they will sign. It's not necessarily that, well, I have to have some cards. Well, if you don't, at least find out if they do sign. So I've had players like that where if I didn't have cards of them, I still sent them like some copy things. And if they sign it, yeah, maybe I'll go out on eBay or when I'm in a card shop and I'll find some of their stuff and I'll pick it up because I know I can send it to them and they'll sign it. So pretty cool. Yeah, so here's an example, guys. Little tips and tricks. Here's kind of what I send off. It's nothing crazy. I don't do a big long letter unless it was a circumstance where, okay, maybe there was a reason why I'm reaching out to this person. But if it's just on average, you know, I'm sending to just huge fan, go Wolverines, you know. I'm obviously sending from Michigan, so, you know, can relate to that. And that's kind of how I go about it. Just, you know, Mr. So-and-so, or if they have a nickname, I'll say, you know, Big Hurt or something. A huge fan, go, you know, maybe there's a favorite team I like that they played on. Please sign my cards and send them back to me with the envelope I included. Thanks and my name. Yeah. Well, short and sweet. I mean, when you're sending out to a lot of players, it's hard to be like really super thorough, unless it's a circumstance where, so there was a player I sent to, Chris Kunitz. He played for my hometown college hockey team, Fair State Bulldogs, and then he went on to have an awesome NHL career. So I kind of went all out when I sent to him because I could relate more. I could be like, oh, go Bulldogs, and you know, just, hey, I used to watch you play at Ferris and everything. So pretty cool. Who do we got here? We got basketball player. I think he's an old timer too. This is good. I'll tell you another real quick before I open this one. Sorry, don't mean to get the suspense going. Something I've been doing lately that's been a big push for me is I've been looking at Hall of Famers. So I've been targeting Hall of Famers because that's big. If they're a Hall of Famer, that's obviously, that means they're really good in their careers. Any sport, just Hall of Famers, and also just older players. I mean, if a player is literally in his 80s, 90s, you know you don't have much time left with that. So in looking up my hometown teams, I'm from Michigan, I look up Red Wings, Tigers, Pistons, maybe some Lions. That's a struggle there. But still, I'm looking up those older players that aren't going to be around much longer, you know? But so this is an older player. Oh, Gene Shue, Pistons. See my point right here. I looked him up, and he was a former Piston. I don't know if he was a Hall of Famer. I'd have to go back on that, unless he wrote it on one of these. No, okay. So, but I just was looking up I was looking up Pistons players that signed, and then when I found him, it was like, oh man, this guy's got to be getting up there in age, like, and it's cool because then they have these really old shots, you know, like I found this online. It's like an old photograph, you know, in his Pistons uniform, because I think he might have played for some other teams, but I like to target what I'm most, you know, in favor of. So when I would have sent to him, I would say, you know, Mr. Shue, huge fan, go Pistons, just because it's like, well, obviously I'm from Michigan. I have a clear passion for the Pistons, you know. Yeah, if he would have had a nickname, I would have probably called that out. But most of the time, the older players, you know, nicknames have, you know, they weren't always a thing, I guess you could say. I mean, not to say that. Nicknames have been around forever, but, you know, just saying, like, you know, so that's awesome. So I got 3 hits today, and they were all new. So that is really cool. So I can add these guys now to my arsenal, and guess what I'm going to do? Like, come next week, I'm going to resend a Gene Shue. He's getting up there. Why not? I might find some different pictures as well to send to him. Isaiah Ryder, I've got more cards I can get off to him. And my other player, Mr. Henson there, I don't, you know, he was one that I was figuring would be, you know, he'd be pretty simple to sign because he's like, you know, he's retired and everything like that. But I don't know, I like to go after, I like to have a priority list, and if I get a Gene Shue back, Gene Shue is a high priority because of his age, because he's not going to be around much longer. And I can't remember if he's a Hall of Famer or not, but that's another incentive to get cards off to either older players from some of your favorite teams, or just simply Hall of Famers, because that means they're big names. So great haul today, guys. Let's kind of get them all out here. I'm gonna have to put these in some protectors of some kind, but yeah, I got my, maybe have to frame those ones since they're a little bit bigger. I try to go for like card shaped, just because it's easier that way, but if not, you know, go after whatever kind of photographs you can. So that's pretty cool. All right, so yeah, we got Isaiah Ryder too. All right, thanks guys. Really good haul today. More to come. I'm getting a bunch of letters put together this weekend. I got a huge new list of names I want to get out to. So, and now I got 3 guys that I need to resend to. So that's exciting as well. It's all about building that arsenal, knowing who signs, and just keep going. You know, if you guys got any exciting players you've gotten recently, just let me know in the comments. You know, I've obviously shown you who I've gotten, and I'll continue to do that, and it's pretty exciting. All right, thanks.